Everyone, this is Lokay here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And in today's video, I want to share a little bit about how to outsmart your anxiety. And I'm going to go more into what I mean by that. But for now, just know that you can do this. Just continue to work hard, stay focused, and you can break through your anxiety. I was able to do it. I know many people who have. And really, sometimes all we need is a little bit of guidance, a little bit of coaching, and a map to navigate that territory. So that's what I hope to offer in this video today. Please give a comment, leave a like. Would love to hear your thoughts on it as you're watching it. So for me, I suffered from anxiety for many years, and it was really one of the primary sources of suffering on a day-to-day basis for me. And it would start in my stomach, butterflies, knotted up, and it would move up to my heart, stiffness in my chest, fluttery heartbeat, and then it would get into my head and I would be cloudy, couldn't think straight, and it was really uncomfortable. And I got to the point where I got really tired of it because it was happening every day in varying degrees depending on the situation. Sometimes really strong, sometimes not so strong, but daily basis this was happening. And I just got to the point, I need a solution and I need it now. So I started to reach out to people, ask for support, and dig into myself and do some self-discovery to realize what the source was. For me, it was all about expressing myself, expressing my feelings, my thoughts, what was on my chest, and be able to externalize my internal experience. And once I started to do that, over time, the anxiety dissolved. It took a lot of effort, it took hard work, but it happened. And I believe with the same hard work and the same effort and the right guidance, you guys can do it too. So remember to believe in yourself. Because one of the things about anxiety is that it's a trickster, and tricksters are very intelligent. That's why we need to outsmart it. So anxiety is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to use the example of social anxiety because that's something I suffered from a lot too. I was anxious about social experiences, meeting new people, being at a party, whatever. I would get into that situation and the anxiety would get a hold of me and I would fumble over my words, I'd be quiet, I'd just stay in the corner, just observe. And I kept affirming to myself that I was socially awkward, that I didn't know how to socialize, that the anxiety's right, I'm no good at this. And then the anxiety gets stronger because I stopped believing in myself. And then eventually it was so strong I didn't even ever want to go in those situations. And so I had to outsmart it. And one of the ways I did that was putting myself in the situations that I was anxious about, and proving to myself over time that I could do it, believing in myself and continuing to build confidence. So for example, just going to parties and meeting people and striking up conversation and learning to be okay with it not going well, being awkward, stumbling over my words, just being weird, it's not a big deal. People didn't really judge me. I was my biggest judge. But I did that enough times and I learned how to socialize. I learned how to communicate. I learned how to build relationships more quickly. One of the ways I did that was just ask about the other person and kind of bounce off what they were saying and grow from there. So I didn't have to all be doing it from my own effort, just asking questions based on what they say, building on that and growing the conversation. And then eventually, the confidence builds and the anxiety dissolves. Because a lot of times when we're anxious, it's a result of a lack of confidence. And lack of confidence it'll seed doubt. And doubt is such a subtle form of fear. It starts as this little seed and it'll grow and grow and we don't even know it's growing. Until before we know it, we've lost our confidence. We've lost our trust because we've retracted into that fear, into that doubt, and we keep affirming to ourselves why that doubt is real. Because in the situation that we're doubting ourselves in social situations, that doubt, it caused me to retract, and then I stopped trusting myself. And the trust is the foundation for all healthy relationships, including the relationship to ourselves. So eventually, I had to reverse that. And then eventually I started to learn to trust myself and build confidence. And one of the ways I did that was through meditation. Really simple technique, 5 minutes a day. You guys, you got 5 minutes a day, I guarantee it. You shower for 5 minutes a day, you brush your teeth for 5 minutes a day. you eat for probably 20, 30, an hour a day, you can meditate for 5 minutes a day. It's not hard. And what I would do is I would simply sit, set my alarm, 5-10 minutes, and use the power of my mind and the power of visualization to put myself in those situations that made me anxious. And I would imagine myself confident. I would imagine myself strong. I would imagine myself powerful, and I would imagine myself expressing and making connections and growing. And I would do that every day. And eventually it started to manifest because I built confidence before I was even in that situation. So when I was there, I had already built up my confidence in my mind, because it's really your mind that's making you anxious more than anything. Your mind is your best friend or your worst enemy. So learning to be friends with your mind is going to really help your anxiety. And one way you can do it too is track yourself, like see where are you at now on a scale of 1 to 10. Maybe you're at a 10. Start meditating. Reassess in a week. Are you still at 10? Maybe you're at 9. Okay, that's progress. That's good. Okay, you've gone down a notch. Keep doing it. Over 3 months, you're going to bring it down. And sometimes you're going to be a 0. You're going to have no anxiety. Maybe it'll go back to a 10, but you'll see that it'll average out, and eventually the anxiety will dissolve. Or when it comes, it won't stay as long. You learn how to breathe through it. So, power of meditation, tried and true, thousands of years of meditation have worked for people. It's no different now. So it's free, it's easy, anyone can do it. Really encourage you guys to give it a try. Now the last thing I did was I asked others for support. So I would share with others what I was going through, and especially I would look for people that were confident and strong and capable and that didn't seem to be anxious at all in the area that I wanted to grow into. So like a role model, right? And I would ask them, what's your mindset? How are you perceiving this situation? How do you perceive socialization? Do you get excited? Do you think about it at all? Is it even a thought? Like, what is going through your mind? And then based on what they said, I would start to mimic it. So a lot of times the people who are good at socializing, for example, they're confident and excited and they want to do it. There's a desire. And so I started to cultivate that desire. At first it was kind of like working against myself, but eventually it started to grow into something. Because I realized that humans are more similar than different, and if it works for one person, it'll probably work for me. If they're able to be in that seat in a confident way, if I mimic them, there's a good chance I'll be able to do what they're doing. So those are the 4 things. Remember to, outsmart your anxiety by breaking that cycle. Build up your confidence, build trust in yourself. Meditate, visualize, see yourself in that situation that makes you anxious and see yourself shining. And ask others, mimic others, ask for support, share your struggles. They're going to help you out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give a like, leave a comment, share about your experience with anxiety, how you're working through it, what you're struggling with. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos like this and would love to share them with you. So until next time, remember to take care of your relationships, live from your heart, and keep shining your light out into the world. Thanks for watching.